Well, all right.
Welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Bertolino here in the world famous As It Should Be Studios. Oh, I'm not here alone. Who else we have? We have Crystal.
Hi.
We have Crystal Grant
Hello.
in the world famous As It Should Be Studios. We have Tommy. We have Tommy.
Hi. Hello.
In the world famous As It Should Be Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have you. You're hanging out with us here in the world famous As It Should Be Studios.
Yay, hi everybody.
And what better time to be hanging out with us because we're discussing the 2000s, our favorite decade.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what?
Yes.
You lured me over here under false pretenses, sir. I was told this was going to be 1980 to 1989. I didn't question it.
Well, you know, there's not a
Sorry.
big difference between the two decades, really, right?
Oh, shit!
You know, they both have a lot of shitty music.
Oh,
and-
my fucking God.
Blaspheme. Oh.
Someone's getting a banana bopped over his head.
Okay.
Bananas. This episode is brought to you by Bananas.
Banana.
Yes. But anyway, we're going to be discussing our favorite albums of 2007. Mm-hmm. Some of us actually have favorite albums from 2007.
We all do.
Oh, do we?
But
do?
differing quantities.
Different
We all
quantities.
do?
Yes.
I suspect different qualities as well.
Oh, yeah, the quality's going to be all over the place.
But yeah, and Crystal starts.
I'm
Hey!
first.
Yeah.
Me, I'm first, 2007.
All right.
All right,
Bring
so here are the little fun facts. Elton John's 60th birthday party was at MSG. And I went, and it was pretty cool. Bernie Taupin showed up, which was very nice.
Did you bring a gift?
I did, my undying devotion and love.
Oh, good.
And he said thank you. But what I did not understand is why Robin Williams and Whoopi Goldberg and Bill Clinton were there.
Because it's fucking Elton John, man. Who doesn't love Elton John?
It was so stupid. But yeah, it was good. And then my second fun fact is that Avril Lavigne released her best-selling album, The Best Damn Thing. That was the best-selling album worldwide that year.
Well, it's because it was so punk rock.
Yeah.
Oh, it's absolutely 100% authentic, yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
What else happened? MySpace started.
Oof.
Oh.
Can you believe that? MySpace.
Wow, was that 2007 when that started?
2007.
No, that can't be 2007. Facebook.
Facebook probably
Facebook?
started in 2007. Yeah, MySpace was around.
Because I had a
before that.
MySpace in like 2005.
Oh, really?
And it already sucked.
Oh, maybe that's
Yeah,
when
no,
I started
MySpace was
using
on the
it.
way out, I
Yeah.
think, in 2007.
Oh, really?
That's what happened in 2007. MySpace was on its way out.
died, and probably
Oh.
Facebook was taken over.
I guess. I have
Well,
fucking
one
of the
you've
other.
seen one social media platform.
It's
you've seen
all
them
the
all.
same.
Which intern gave you this intel?
The one out in the hall.
Fuck, I'll talk to them after.
Talk to them
yeah.
later.
All right. Well,
Spice Girls announced their reunion, and Led Zeppelin reunited in London for the first time in 25 years. And they put on that show. Did you guys see
The
that?
O2 Arena.
At the O2 Arena. Did you ever see that?
I saw some of it. You know, I remember at the time when it happened, and then of course all the little clips from people's phones
Yeah.
popped up on YouTube, and I was watching them, and you're getting like, this is the raw show, and then the DVD comes out. It's like, oh, that's not the version of that I heard
I
on
saw.
people's phones. That is not the same version of that. That's
It's
an
sweetened a
entirely
little
different
bit.
recording.
It was sweetened. It was sweetened, yeah.
It's definitely not the vocal track I
It
heard.
is not.
I'll tell you that right now. And I would tell you this also. All those, cell phone videos vanish, so you can't go back to them and be like, look, see, like they're all gone. But I saw them like right after the show, and when I saw the official version, it was like, oh, I know exactly what they did to this.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So my runners-up, I have one runner-up, and that is Oh Perilous World by Rasputina.
By Rasputina?
Rasputina. Yeah, you know about them? Mm-mm. So Rasputina is a band. I'm pretty sure I talked about them as singles of the year because they did this really great Led Zeppelin cover of rock and roll. They're women, 4 women that play classical instruments, cello, violin, and they do these great cover versions of Led Zeppelin and a bunch of other songs, but this is original music and some covers. Man, I like it. I like them. They're interesting.
I do remember that now. Now that you explain it further, I do remember.
Yeah, it was on my my podcast, Original versus Cover. But here's my list, and I actually have 10.
All right.
I did it.
See, it does get better.
Did it. I don't know about getting
Not
better.
quite yet.
Well, for some, it's getting better for Crystal.
Yeah, because last time it was the first time I had only 7 or something like
Yeah.
that. My 7 was 5, whatever. Oh, and when Tommy said use Roman numerals and you did Roman numeral
I just
3.
for that one though. I was
good.
bummed that was such an uneventful one though. I would wish it was like a VI
I
or
loved
something.
it.
I know.
It was great. It was so funny. Editing genius over here. Fantastic. All right, coming in at number 10 is Please Heat This Eventually. And that's by Omar Rodriguez Lopez and Damon Suzuki.
Oh, he's the guitar player of
Mars Volta.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And
Yeah.
I don't normally like Mars Volta. I really didn't get them initially. It's good, but in the beginning, of course, it was one of those things like, you're not listening to this? It's so you, blah.
No.
Then I avoided it even harder. I hate when people say that to me. But this was good. It was kooky. It was fun. I like it.
Now we know how to hide good music from Crystal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can make her double down.
It's tailor-made just for you.
Damn it. It's all for you, dude. Coming in at number 9, I have Yours Truly, Angry Mob by the Kaiser Chiefs.
I forgot about that.
I love the Kaiser Chiefs. They're angry, and it's like hard punk rocky rock and roll. They're good, Kaiser Chiefs. I saw them at Roseland or something? I don't know. It was a good show.
I haven't heard that, and that's something that I did not listen to in preparation for this list. So yeah, that got past me then, got past me now.
Yeah, check it out. And at number 8, I got Neon Bible by Arcade Fire. I talked about Arcade Fire before, and I listened to it again, and I like it even more the second time around. I don't know what it is. It's so weird. It's just weird.
No, there's some good stuff in there.
Yeah, the songwriting is good. I like his voice. But initially, like I said before, you see them on Saturday Night Live. It's 25 people on stage playing spoons and whistles and organs and, squeeze boxes and shit. And it's like, what is this? But it works.
Well,
and Neon Bible was a huge record.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest. But they also changed it up a lot. Their early albums are way different from their later albums.
Yeah, they're good. Coming in at number 7, I have Love and Music, and that's spelled LUVANMUSIQ by Music Soul Child. MUSIQ, Soul Child. And he is another...
Ain't never heard of it.
He's another... he's a holdover, actually, from the 90s, R&B, soul, funk, chill vibe. He has a really great voice. He wears glasses all the time. I think he has a wonky eye. But I talked about him in Singles of the Year before and Albums of the Year. It's good, chill out 90s. It's still a 90s vibe, like Maxwell, that stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like that, yeah. And he's good, Max, him. Number 6, I have the Black and White album by The Hives. And I still love The Hives. I'm still on the Hives train. They're kind of like Kaiser Chiefs, angry, punky, shouty.
Did you check out the album they just dropped? I think
Not
just
yet.
last year.
Not yet.
Yeah.
The Hives, they came out with
just
last
yeah,
year.
they just put it out.
I haven't
just
heard
last
it.
year. It's actually not bad.
I heard one song
You
off
like
of
it?
it.
I mean, I don't like it, but it's not bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I heard one song off of it, but not the whole thing yet. And I like the song. Then number 5, I got Back to Black by Amy Winehouse.
Oh.
And poor Amy Winehouse. She could sing her fucking ass off. Did you guys ever see her live?
I was never a fan.
Neither was I.
Oh, no? Oh, okay.
I saw the documentary. God, that was heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's terrible. But she could sing. She's got pipes.
Yeah.
She had pipes. She was good. Number 4, I have Icky Thump by the White Stripes. Yes, I'm still on the White Stripes train.
Yeah, right or die. Right or die.
I'm,
You only have like one more album after
I guess
this,
I
right?
am pretty much ride or die. Yeah. And then I go right to Jack and the Raconteurs, and I like it.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Number 3, I have Volta by Bjork. Now, I was off Bjork for a while, and then I came back. And this album is the reason why I came back.
Well, I guess now is the time to say, I asked at one point what you thought of Dancer in the Dark, and then I said, I guess we'll find out. And I guess at this point, we found out, because it was never even mentioned.
Yeah. I watched the movie first, before I listened to the soundtrack. Did you see the movie?
I saw the movie, yeah.
Did you like it?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty fucking depressing and kind of
super hard
sort
to
of
get
frustrating
through.
and enraging
Stay away from
movie.
it, Tommy.
It's not.
No.
Oh no, yeah.
This
don't
is
see that movie.
anti-Tommy.
Not for
Don't
me.
even.
Okay.
Don't
That is
even,
not for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like don't
That is
even
the
say.
anti-Tommy
Don't even
movie.
say it out loud. Don't even.
Yeah.
Don't.
Okay.
It's super
you will
hard
like
to get
vanish,
through.
like your molecules will like.
Yeah, you will.
Oh
like,
no.
Yeah, it will.
It will kill you.
It will kill you.
It would destroy you. Yeah.
Your soul would be just.
It's super depressing and super hard to get through. It's a very interesting subject, and I think it was done very well. But it took me 3 times to watch it. And then the soundtrack just like made me even more depressed, I guess.
Well, because you have the images in your head of what's happening.
And maybe
I
I
heard
should
the
have
album.
listened first. You listened first?
I heard the album before I saw the movie, so I don't necessarily associate the music,
Dovetail.
exactly with the scenes. You know?
Right. Yeah. It's good. It's Bjork. But that was too much for me. But
Anyway.
Volta, I like.
Anyway, I've derailed you.
That's okay. Number 2, I have The Return of the Magnificent by DJ Jazzy Jeff. And it is a return of the Magnificent because he is back in rare top form. And people, I wouldn't say, I mean, real hip-hop heads appreciate him and everything that he's done and has stuck with him forever because it's not just about with the Fresh Prince there. He's great on his own. Unlike some other DJs where it's just like, oh no, they need an MC.
Yeah, they're much less fresh.
Yeah, Jazzy Jeff does not need an MC. That guy can cut his ass off. He's great.
I didn't know he did solo records.
Yeah, a couple of them. And he's great on his own live too. Like to go see him. He's fantastic. Philadelphia. And my number 1 album of 2007 is Funk This by Chaka Khan.
Oh, shit. I haven't heard this.
Didn't even know about it.
Yeah, it
Missed
is.
me completely.
It's really great R&B, funk, soul, everything that you would expect from Chaka Khan. Her voice, still fucking fantastic. She can still sing her ass off right now in 2024. She's great.
Did Prince make it for her?
No, Prince did not make it for her. This is Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Oh, okay.
Primarily.
Because there was a period there where Prince was basically making her albums too. Like he and Larry Graham were making her albums for her.
Right. And they were okay too, but I really enjoy this. So she did a really great cover of You Belong to Me with Michael McDonald. She did a cover of Castles Made of Sand. She covered Sign of the Times. And it's got Jimmy and Terry all over it. It's like listening to a Janet Jackson record. You know that Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis produced this shit. It's really great. And I'd forgotten about it until I had to do this list. And I was like, oh, yeah, I did like this record. So that is my top 10 for 2007.
All right.
Well, all right. All right. Well, there you go. And I guess I probably have some ads too.
I can't wait for these commercials for 2007.
I can.
I
But,
can't.
we got to do. We got to do. We got to do.
I've got all the time.
Want to know what I've got on under my umbrella? It's new CoverGirl Wet Slicks Fruit Spritzers with 12 delicious flavors. You get a refreshing burst of shine without all that sticky feeling. Even if it's raining, your lips will have lasting fruity shine. New Wet Slicks Fruit Spritzers. Get my new CD, Good Girl Gone Bad, in stores now.
Well, I'm ready for some Paul Core.
Oh yeah. All right, we're back, and it is my turn.
Do it!
Hit us with your best shots.
I'll hit you guys with
Fire
my best
away.
shot.
Fire away.
Oh yeah. All right.
Come on
Okay.
with a come on, Paul.
No, come on if you're coming. All right. Well, I have a mention.
It's not honorable or honorable.
It's definitely not honorable,
Oh.
but it's definitely a mention. You can definitely bank on it. It is a mention. I'm going to mention
You're
this
going
record.
to say this out loud.
The Stooges with the Weirdness, the reunion album.
I wondered about this.
Now, have you guys, either of you guys listened to it?
I couldn't. No, boy.
Now, it's this crazy, like, I have to mention it because it exists. I mean, who thought the fucking Stooges would reunite and make a reunion album? I mean, and do tours?
Yeah.
Like, that was just never going to happen. And then it happened. So it has to be mentioned. The thing about this album is that the band sounds great. Like, the brothers
Spot
sounds
on.
fucking great. Iggy is the weak link.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, Iggy's just like, he sounds like he's imitating himself. You know, like the band is like smoking, and like they have just like this cartoon Iggy over the top. It's like, this is not working at all.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah, but
Bummer, dude.
yeah, But I did go see him on that tour, and they had what's his fuck the bass guy who plays bass. I forget.
Watt.
Mike Watt.
Mike
Watt was on bass.
I did see it live too. Yeah.
So you know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. And I remember. Well, one of the things I remember about the show is that the band comes out and Iggy's not out yet. But if you look over to the side near the curtain, Iggy's on the side of the stage waiting to go on. And he's going like this in place, like waiting. Like where I was sitting, I could just he was supposed to be off stage, but I could see him from where I was, and he's like doing this in
like
preparation. Like he wants to already be in motion.
Yeah.
When it's time for him to go forward onto the stage.
Yeah.
Like he's literally contorting in place, waiting to go on stage.
That's professionalism, ladies and gentlemen.
That's how fucking Iggy rolls.
That's how Iggy
And then, and then the band starts and he comes shooting out like a cannon. Doing his thing. But anyway, so all that time to talk about this really shitty Stooges album. So, and the cover of that album, that cover tells you what they thought of the fucking album. Well, that'll do. Anyway, so, and I have more of an honorable mention, the John Mellencamp album from that year, Freedom's Road, which is not bad. Generally, I'm not a big John Mellencamp guy. A lot of his records wouldn't make my lists, and he certainly has long periods where I'm like, I'm not even going to listen to that. But this album, I kind of went in and checked it out one day. The opening track has a song on it called... the opening track has a song... Cut. The opening track is a song that was a single, and it's so fucking good. It's like one of his best songs.
What is it?
And the album overall, it's called Someday. Someday. Anyway.
Really?
Whatever. All right, so let's get on to my actual list, because my mentions aren't really all that mentionable. Number 10, Money Mark with Brand New by Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, Money Mark.
Yeah, I think that's the last proper Money Mark album. He kind of went through a period, like a really short period, where he was making albums, and then after he did this album, I feel like he just kind of
fell off.
He just kind of did other shit.
Yeah.
Tell
us about it, Money.
Yeah.
He watches.
Cool.
Oh, is Money Mark watch this?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Money Mark.
Hello.
Yeah, I saw. Well, he did I think he did an in-store at Amoeba, and I was there, and that was kind of like it. You know what I mean? And then I saw him. He was in this band with Bobby Lee's brother. Bobby Lee, the comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in a band with him, and I saw them maybe about 3 or 4 years ago. And that's kind of all I...
Yeah.
That's as hip as I am to the comings and goings of Money Mark in recent days. Recent years, recent times. Okay, so number 9. I have the return of the great Josh Rouse.
Oh.
With Country Mouse, City House by Josh Rouse. And it's so, it's great because,
name.
when you see his name is spelled Rouse, and I used to look at it and go, is that Josh Ruse? Josh Ruse? Well, he's here to tell you.
Rouse. Country House.
Country Mouse, City House, Josh Rouse. There you go. So it's also, not only is it a good record, but it's also educational.
A nursery rhyme. That's good.
There we go. All right. And number 8, yet another return. Ladybug Transistor with Can't Wait Another Day.
How many albums did they make?
I don't know. However, we'll count at the end of the series.
All right.
Well, I'm actually not, it may look like I am, but I'm actually not putting all of their albums on the list. Some of them I don't like as much, and those aren't making the lists. So this is one that I like more. But, and their albums don't all sound exactly the same. Like I was talking earlier when I first talked about them, about how they were really twee and kind of Belle and Sebastian-like. There are other albums where they're not as twee. But I guess even Belle and Sebastian sometimes aren't as twee, so it's kind of, I guess they're going on the same trajectory.
All right.
But, all right, so number 7. Bruce Springsteen.
What?
Magic.
What?
At this point in time, I am so off of Springsteen.
I had no idea.
As far as, at the time, I completely was. I didn't even pay attention to the existence of this album. But I listened to it. Not even for this. I think I was poking through... One day I was just curious, and I started poking through all these later Springsteen records that I'd never heard, and was finding stuff that I really liked. And this album in particular had some songs that I really loved, like a song called Girls in Their Summer Clothes.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah, do you know that song?
I do remember that.
That's a really great Springsteen song. This is the album that's from.
Ah, shit.
And that's like the level of quality that this record is. There's a song called Living in the Future that has like that total late 70s, early 80s Clarence Clemens sax vibe to it. It's really, there's some good stuff on this record.
I had no idea.
I'm going to have to visit this record.
I didn't know it existed.
I'll have to check it out. Perhaps on the way home. We shall see.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
But, number 6. My number 6. You're going to be shocked. You're going to be stunned. Because
wait a
Super
minute.
Drag is back.
Oh, Super Drag. Full core. Drink.
Now you may recall that on my drink, everybody. Now, you may recall that on my 2005 list, I had an album by Supergrass. Okay?
Yes.
That was called Road to Ruin. You know, the city in France. Well, this album by Super Drag is called Changing Tires on the Road to Ruin.
What?
So...
That's crazy talk.
They're aware.
I don't know what's going on between these two bands. They don't actually sound alike, but there's some little... I don't know. They're paralleling one another.
Harumph.
But it's a pretty damn good record. And it's worth having on my list.
Okay.
Okay. My number 5. The Return. Of Imperial Teen.
Oh, Paul Core.
Drink.
With the hair, the TV, the baby, and the band. And what that title means is the hair is Joan was a hairdresser. Because that's the thing, Imperial Teen was never such a big band that they didn't have to do other things.
Oh, okay.
So when they weren't on the road or putting out albums, Joan was a hairdresser. The TV is because Roddy was writing and recording material for TV shows. And the baby is because...
They had a baby?
Well, the drummer whose name I keep forgetting... Right there. She got married and had a baby. And the band is because Will had another side band. So when Imperial Teen wasn't doing their thing, Will was doing his other band.
Got it.
So all of this is just sort of like... It's like Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, Jones Limited, you know?
Yeah.
Basically. And I always remember this as an album that I'm not really into. I always felt like maybe the first 3 albums is what I was into, and then I got off the bus. And then... I tend to consider this to be past their expiration date, but then I went back to it and it's like, oh shit, no, I do remember this record, and there's a lot of really good songs in this. This is like, it's within bounds, this one. Okay. So number 4, Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings with 100 Days, 100 Nights.
Yes. Yeah.
We're in the era where I'm going to be pulling out CDs.
Oh, yeah.
100 days, 100 nights.
Yeah.
And
good stuff. Sharon Jones and the Dap
Sharon
Kings.
Jones.
If you don't know them, get on it.
Absolutely. The Dap Kings also were playing with...
Lee Fields.
No. Well, they kind of were.
They were.
But Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she kind of was going... She was kind of siphoning off the Daptone thing a little bit.
Binky Grip Tight.
Yeah.
Shout out.
But, alright, so my number 3. Prince. Prince with Planet Earth.
Oh, no.
Absolutely my favorite late period Prince album.
For real?
Absolutely. This is by far his best late period album as far as I'm concerned. Like his whole post MPG period.
Right.
This album.
Okay. Notice it wasn't on my top 10 list.
Well, she's wrong. She's wrong.
I'm wrong. Yeah.
That's all.
That's all.
If you're looking for the explanation, you think, well,
just
why
wrong.
is that?
Never
well, it's just 'cause
mind.
she's wrong. That's all.
I'm wrong. That's okay.
Number 2. The Silver Seas with High Society. High Society, yeah. Yeah.
You talked about them before?
I did.
Okay.
They were the band that was the US band that was known as the Bees, but there was the UK
That's
Bees,
it.
and there was all that sort of
Yes.
craziness. And actually, when they recorded this album and first put it out in 2006, they put it out self-released. They were still the Bees.
Oh.
But then they got signed, and in 2007, the label put it out, and they were changed to the Silver Seas. So there actually are early copies where they're listed as the Bees on the cover. It's the same artwork, but it says the Bees instead of the Silver Seas. Yeah, so the standout tracks, the title track, like that's total late 70s yacht rock, like CSN vibe.
Oh.
Totally, just like absolutely. And We'll Go Walking, such great songs on this album. Number one, but my number one...
Uh-oh, glasses off.
Well, I always do glasses off when I get to number one just because I don't have to read anymore.
Oh.
Sometimes, so I have to kind of really be clear when it's a proper glasses up.
Oh.
I really love this album, but it's not a glasses off. Paul McCartney with Memory Almost Full. Yeah.
Oh, I remember you talking about this.
Absolutely great McCartney album. One of my favorite, definitely probably one of my two favorite late period McCartney albums.
Is Flaming Pie the other one?
Yeah.
I remember.
And I bought this. This was one of those albums where, like the Virgin Megastore at Union Square, they used to stay open. They were open all night. And so you could go in there at midnight and get midnight on Monday night and get the new releases for Tuesday. So that's what I did for this album. And I have a memory of like sitting in Union Square, like listening to the tracks and like, looking up at the windows of the buildings, like the blue of the TV, kind of like, the haze of the blue from the TV, like listening to these tracks. And it's just such a good album. But yeah. The sound of the album is terrible. It's one of those records where it's like brick-walled and kind of harsh.
Oh,
that sort of brick-walled, harsh.
This is the time period we're at now.
Sound.
Yeah.
But the songs are so good, and yeah, there's enough about it that I really love. I just wish it had better production, or better engineering, maybe. I guess really. But anyway, I think that's a really great McCartney album. You should love it too.
All right.
You should be obligated to love it too. Okay. All right, so there you go. That is my 10 song. I'm sorry. Album list.
Oh, you did it.
Song.
Nice save. Nice quick recovery there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if you want to sing out, yeah. And if you want to be free, be free. 'Cause there's a million things to be. You know that they are. And if you want to be me, and if you want to be you.
Thousands of apps and more at it every day make it 100% you. The MyTouch 3G with Google, only from T-Mobile.
Hey y'all, we're Rascal Flatts.
We're in here jamming out to our new record, available September 25th.
So grab an ice cold Coke and you can hear our entire album before it's released.
Just enter the code off a specially marked Rascal Flatts cup at mycokerewards.com.
Get exclusive downloads, see behind the scenes footage.
And you'll get an invitation to a special online listening party for My Coke Rewards members only. So silence your cell phones, unless of course it's one of our ringtones, then just turn it up.
That's right. And it's on the side, the top button. Just keep like that.
It's good too, man.
We're back.
Okay.
Oh, we're back. Yeah, Tommy.
All right. It's over to me.
All right, time for you to gush and
Tommy,
glow over
Tommy.
2007.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
Oh, my God. Thank you for the emotional support and encouragement.
Come on. Do it.
I need every bit of it. Unfortunately for this year, I only have a top 4.
What?
I know. I only have a top 4 for 2007. And the reason is because 2007 sucked.
And scene.
Yes. Boy, howdy, did it suck pretty bad. So I have only a top 4, and I am kind of, at this point, for this, gosh, I'd say for this episode and at least the next 3 or 4 episodes easily, I am starting to grade on a noticeable curve, which is something I've talked about in the past that I try to avoid doing. That's why I frequently don't just have 10 random albums in there, because I really want to mean it if I put it in there. But shit's getting dire, and I can't come to this with like I have a top 1 for 2000. I can't do that.
There comes a point where you have to just start lying, Tom.
Yeah. So here's my top 4, and some of these I'm like, it's not bad, and that's it. So my number 4, Avril Lavigne with The Best Damn Thing.
What?
Yep.
Like I said, you need to start lying, Tommy.
Start lying.
It is,
or maybe you are.
it is admittedly a very fun album. I absolutely could care less whether or not she's an authentic punk rocker. You can tell how much I can give a fuck about that. It's like, do I enjoy the music I'm hearing, or do I not enjoy the music I'm hearing?
And you enjoy it, and that's that.
And there's fun shit on there. I don't give a shit about anything else.
Okay.
So number 3, Micah with Life in Cartoon Motion.
I don't know this.
Who is that?
The big song was called Grace Kelly.
Who is Micah?
He's a singer. He's a solo artist.
I never heard of him before.
Yeah, British.
What's the style? What's the genre?
Well, it's kind of, think about like campier kind of Queen material.
Oh, okay.
And that's what
Campier than Queen, huh?
well, like the campier Queen material.
Right.
Like imagine him building a career off that kind of thing.
Okay.
It's fun stuff, actually.
I completely missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
My number 2. Surprised myself that this is on here at all. The Donnas with their final album, Bitchin'.
Oh, see, I haven't gone to that one.
You should probably check it out. It's definitely no Spend the Night, but it's significantly better than Gold Medal. Gold Medal was them trying to expand artistically, but they completely missed the mark, and it was just a boring, unlistenable slog. Bitchin' was kind of them doing like a return to form, but like more metal than ever.
Yeah, the cover's pretty.
The cover is pretty
metal,
incredible. Yeah. But it's a fun album. It's not the strongest Donna's album, but it's like.
But it's not the weakest.
It's not the weakest.
And this was their swan song?
It is their swan song. It wasn't intended to be, but it wasn't long after this that their drummer started having serious health issues because of the way she played. Like an absolute fucking monster. Have you ever seen clips of the Donnas?
Yeah.
She is just ungoddamn believable back there on those drums. But she beat the shit out of her body so bad that she was going to end up having to get surgery. So she basically had to stop playing drums.
Oh, damn.
Right.
It was crippling her, and they had a tour with a fill-in at one point. And so that kind of really let the wind out of their sails. Their sales were also declining in general, their album sales. They never kind of broke through like everyone was expecting them to.
Yeah.
And at this point, they all kind of, their interests kind of start drifting, and by 2012 they didn't actually formally break up. They just realized, wow, hey, we haven't really played a show in a long time. What does that mean? And that was kind of the end of it.
Right. So they just kind of faded off. Well, they probably got older. They probably,
well, I mean,
started getting married and started who knows, probably they have kids.
No, I don't believe that was it. I think it was just a matter of just the interest started waning because they had basically run it into the ground. The drummer is now a lawyer.
Wow.
The singer is becoming a doctor in gerontology. I don't know what the bassist and guitarist are doing. The guitarist went and started another band because, of course,
she was the musician out of all of them.
She's incredible.
Yeah. Well, all 4 of those, they were from a very nice neighborhood. They had
Palo Alto.
They had. Their parents were doing okay.
Yeah, they had the means to then actually go ahead and reboot their lives.
Yeah, no, I will tell you.
Did.
I actually have been to Donna C's house.
Oh, the drummer's house?
I've been when she lived with her parents because John Kropp, shout out to John Kropp, we were doing this ridiculous. We got it in our heads that we were going to make a documentary about pop culture, and. Wow. So we were going through and getting interviews with all these people, trying to interview people about pop culture and going to vintage, stores that sold lunchboxes and stuff and interviewing the people there. And, it was we were biting off more than we could chew. But as a result, we interviewed all these people, like the Muffs. The Muffs came to town. We met them at their hotel. They sat poolside and we interviewed them.
That's cool.
And all that kind of stuff. Mr. T experience. But I don't know how we got hooked up with the Donnas. All I remember is that we got a phone number and I called and left a message saying, we're doing this thing. Can
Yeah.
we interview you? I got a call back from Donna C. That was her number. And she's like, yeah, sure, you know, blah, blah, blah. What about this date? Blah, blah, blah. Here's the address. So we go there, and it's like her parents' house where she fucking lives. And
Wow.
yeah, it was...
Okay.
It was a perfectly fine. It was a perfectly fine place. Let me just put it that way. And we went out into the garage, and all four of them sitting there, and like interviewed them in the garage at Donna C's house.
Holy crap!
And I mean, I guess this story has kind of two purposes. One, isn't that fucking crazy that happened? But two, yeah, they definitely had the vibe of like, oh yeah, they're going to do this for a little while, and then they're going to become doctors, and they're going to become, you know, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you know, good for them. Good for them.
Yeah.
I'd hate to think that they put all that time in during such crucial years in their lives and then found
For
themselves
folly.
drifting for the rest of their fucking lives.
Yeah.
Because that would really suck.
Well, what's cool too is that they got to do both. Some people, you know, you do one or you do the other. They got to be rock stars for a while,
Right.
And now they get to go be like doctors
Upstanding
and
citizens.
lawyers and shit. So,
Apparently, they turned down every offer to reunite too. And they're
well, yeah. I mean, once you've gotten to where they've gotten outside the band, I mean,
like they just don't want to do it anymore. And I guess Donna C still cannot.
they
do
can't do it without her. And I could see where they wouldn't want to get somebody else in there. I mean, what's the point?
They had a fill-in for one tour who I'm sure was perfectly good on drums, but like Donna C on drums is like Animal on drums.
Yeah.
And that's part of the magic. So, but anyway, moving on from the Donnas, my number one for 2007.
Oh.
Now this is going to be something that I'm sure neither of you have heard of, but this is an album that I genuinely love. And it is a band called V Sparks. The letter V, Sparks, and the album is V Sparks, so it's self-titled. They have no relation to the band Sparks. I do not understand how they thought this was a good idea, how no one gave them shit. They just took the name Sparks and put the letter V in front of it.
Well, and how they were going to stand out? Who's going to differentiate them from?
I mean, it's a
Because
very
if there's going to
confusing
be,
thing.
because which band's going to win? I mean,
Right,
come on.
Sparks. But this album, holy shit. Talk about like an anomaly for the time period, too. We're talking 2007, and this record comes out, and this sounds like if the early 70s British glam thing just never went away and just kept getting bigger and more explosive, and now here's what it sounds like in 2007.
Oh shit!
I mean, it's fucking awesome. There is not a bad song on this album.
Well, now is this something you knew about then, or did you just discover?
Oh no, I knew about this then.
Okay.
I was hip to this shit when it came out. I don't know. I don't recall who turned me on to it. Somebody did, and it just absolutely blew my mind. And they unfortunately didn't really stay the course. After this, I think they put out an EP a couple years later, and then the singer quit to go sing in an Elvis tribute band. And they tried going on without him, and it didn't work. So they just never managed to maintain any kind of like momentum to really break through. But these guys were fantastic, and this album is so good. I actually would like for you both to listen to this record and tell me what you think. It is shockingly good.
V Sparks.
Yeah.
All right, homework.
So that's my top 4 for 2007.
Well,
Okay.
you know, we found a way to make that segment longer.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
by me commandeering half of it.
That was a good story, though. I
Yeah,
never heard of that
I like that
before. Do you
story.
guys still have that on video or something?
Oh yeah, we have all that stuff. We have video
Cool.
of
Gotta see
interviews with
this.
all these people.
Wow.
Imperial Teen. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Red Cross.
Oh, they're on
Yeah,
tour right
we
now.
cornered Red
Cross.
Cross and shot them at Slim's and interviewed them backstage and yeah.
Freak out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, all right. But let's get to some ads, huh?
Sometimes it's so hard to find what it is I'm trying to say. People might think you can turn creativity on and off, but it's not like that. It just kind of comes out. A mashup of all these things you collect in your mind. You never know when it's going to happen, but when it does, it's like magic. It's just that simple, and it's just that hard.
Explore your creativity with projects designed by Gwen Stefani and HP.
Red by Mark Echo.
All right.
Oh yeah, we're back.
Are we ready to hate 2007?
Yes.
Well, Crystal,
I am
you have
ready.
to lead the pack.
All right. So we got Raising Sand by Robert Plant and Alison Krauss. Which was a huge, big selling album, and I think they won some Grammys from that. And I, for one, was sad.
Wow, so you hate that album?
I hate it.
Wow, I haven't really listened to it.
No, I don't like it.
I don't want it.
I don't want it. I hate it.
I love it.
It was such a... I don't know, like, oh.
Not Led Zeppelin?
Well, not even that, but it's just like, okay, you're going to do something else, but this is what you're doing?
Yeah. Well, I could kind of...
Alison Krauss is a great singer. I'm not taking anything away from her. Robert Plant was still good, but just the material, I can't.
Right.
I can't with that. I got Planet Earth by Prince.
Really, you think that album sucks?
I don't like it.
I think
want
that's
it.
such a good Prince record.
I don't need it. I hate it.
Did you listen to it?
I listened to it. Listen, you know my sister, Addie Joy Durant, who is a huge fucking Prince fan.
Oh yeah, she knows about Prince.
And so she listened to everything and liked everything. And once NPG happened, that first NPG record, and I was like, oh, I don't know.
Oh, the bad rapper and all that kind of shit.
I don't think I can do this anymore. And I listened to everything that he put out afterwards, and I'm just like, I don't like it.
So you don't like any of the albums?
I don't like any of them.
Okay.
I really don't, because as usual, I'm the old fart and I want to stick with the old music and leave me alone with this newfangled bullshit. I don't like it.
So I did not listen to Planet Earth. I'm not familiar with that. I did a discography run at home.
Right.
From the very first Prince album, The Thinking Being, going to the very end. We got to, I think, 3121. Around there, and it was just like, we cannot keep doing this.
Yeah.
I kept expecting that, at any minute now, there's going to be like this late career renaissance where everything picks back up, because people talked about some of those later albums, like, just when you get to this one, he gets it all back together again.
No.
It just kept declining.
It's not the
to
same.
me.
And 3121, the single I liked, and that was pretty much it. And then I was just like, I can't.
We gave up after that, because we're like, this. I don't see how at the last minute he's going to totally pull it out on the last 2 or 3 albums. So we just stopped.
And for the most part, that's the case. But I feel like on Planet Earth, there's a glimmer of the old Prince in that album to me. It doesn't sound like the 80s. It isn't like total return to form. But it isn't like him. I don't feel like it's him going deeper into like this hole that he had been going into for so long.
I understand what you're saying, and I agree with the glimmer thing. But that's what saddened me even more. It was just like, I want more than a glimmer.
Oh, like you got a taste of what it could.
Yeah,
maybe,
like
man.
Okay. And so then the next one came out, and I was like, oh.
And it wasn't even close.
And the glimmer was gone. Yeah. So I'm just like, I can't do it.
Yeah, well.
Then we got Poisoned by Poison. Poison?
Poisoned, apostrophe D?
Yes. Poison apostrophe D. And I just
so modern.
thought, Poison? They're still making records? Okay. Then I got DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled!
Which is why I hate it. We the Best. That's the name of the record. We the Best. I can't stand slang like that. It makes me get a headache. And he is just like, and another one. We blah blah. Like, I've never seen this guy in front of a turntable. What kind of... He's not a DJ.
Is it kind of like the same way that Lil Jon is not actually rapping ever?
No, it's different. It's slightly different. I know what you're saying.
He never quite gets around to it.
And he's not even little.
And and this guy, like, where did he come from? I don't know what the deal is. He's a great producer. No, he's not. He's like a really bad, like a bad Flavor Flav. He just goes on people's records and just, and another one, and another one, and another one, yeah, blah.
And then randomly says, DJ
Khaled!
Yep.
In the background of just, yeah. Hannah Montana 2.
Oh.
Meet Miley Cyrus. So this was her coming out record with her real name.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's the name of it.
That's the name of the album.
I thought you were adding that.
No. Hannah Montana 2, Meet Miley Cyrus.
Oh, shit. Mm-hmm. I did not know about this.
Yeah, because I guess she was sick of the show and wanted to be her authentic
She
self.
wanted to break out and,
exactly.
Let everyone know she was a full-grown adult, darn it.
Right, and that she was edgy and harder and darker than Hannah Montana.
Basically, yeah. And then we get into a short list of this is the season of bad band names. Another year of bad band names. Buffalo Tom, Deer Hoof, Sum 41, Iron and Wine. I really hate that one for some reason. Iron and Wine.
It's very rustic.
I cut an album with the drummer from Iron and Wine.
Yeah.
Nice guy. Didn't like that band, though.
And again, not music for me, but it's terrible. Then we got the Heroin Diary soundtrack.
Oh, God.
By Six, S-I-X-X.
A.M.
Apostrophe A.M.
Yeah.
Mickey Six. Did you listen to this?
No. I gotta give that my fucking time.
Oh, man. Oh,
Kidding
man.
me?
Shevitz. Okay, it is terrible. Then we have the beginning of The Jonas Brothers by the Jonas Brothers, their debut
the Jonas
album.
Brothers have arrived.
Then we got
Core.
Disney Core. Yes, big time Disney Core. And then we have Secrets of the Hive by Procol Harum.
Meow?
Oh.
Procol Harum?
Yeah, they made albums pretty late in the game.
In 2007?
And whatever you may think of the material, Gary Brooker's voice totally held up.
the
Like, he
voice-
sounded great
Yes.
at the end.
Wow.
Yeah, his voice was good, but
Yeah.
no go, no. And then the last one is Soulja Boy Tell'em.com. That was his name, okay? That was hip and with it. SouljaBoyTell'em.com. SOULJABOY.
Yeah, I know how he spelled it.
Okay, for those of you who don't know or avoided it. And the big hit was Crank That.
Oh, don't forget Superman.
Well, okay, so Superman, that was the name of the...
Yeah.
But the chorus was Superman That Ho!
I had the displeasure of having to explain to somebody the other day what that song meant.
Okay, so let me get into this for a minute. So for some reason, he was on The View. And that was when Barbara Walters was still on it, before she, collapsed and lived in a doggy basket for a while. So she's on there, she's like, so I understand that you are a rapper. And the miraculous thing about you is that you don't curse on your records. And that is very admirable. And so he's sitting there like, yeah, But I was like, I'm knocking on the TV, but Superman That Ho, Barbara. You don't know what that means? So here's
she
what it
doesn't
means.
know that. She didn't listen to that shit. She just
Are you gonna explain? You're gonna do it?
Explain it. I'm gonna break it down. Okay, so Superman That Ho. The move is when you're a dude and you're having sex with a woman, and for some strange reason, while you're banging her from behind, you pull out. And then you jizz all over her back, and then you throw the sheet over it to make a Superman cape. That is what Superman That Ho means.
Yes. I had to explain that to Melissa the other day.
You're so wholesome.
Melissa didn't know. Well, clearly Melissa has not been living. If she doesn't know, she doesn't know what that is.
And that was a big thing, and that was a huge song, and all the young rapper hip-hop kids were loving it. I was teaching full-time at that time, and any kid who came into my classroom singing that, I punched them right in the face. You're not coming in here with that bullshit. Get the fuck out of here with that. We're listening to Motown today on my Sirius FM radio. Terrible.
Oh,
That's
God.
the end of my hate list.
Soulja Boy, everybody. Soulja Boy.
Oh, Soulja Boy. Oh, I guess
Soulja
that's the
Boy.
number one. Okay, all right. Well, I get to hate next. And, okay. I have a runner-up and a worst of. Oh, just for this year. Just for this year. I have only a couple for this year. So my runner-up is Big and Rich between Raising Hell and Amazing Grace.
Oh, God.
You know,
Wait a minute. Between Raising Hell and
Amazing Grace.
Amazing Grace.
I mean, it goes without saying.
Anything.
And did I listen to this album? No.
Because you
It's
don't
Big
need
and
to.
Rich. I just had to have Big and Rich on here, because
Big and Rich.
have I heard Big and Rich? Yes, but is this going to be some amazing departure? No, it's not.
We are
It's
at
gonna
this point in time. We are in the midst of the worst country music there has ever been, and it has
Absolutely.
not recovered. It has not recovered.
No, it has not.
We're deep into the bro country era, and it just stays there.
And it stays there. Oh. But my worst of the year by far, I didn't have to dig for this. Like when I went and I looked at worst of the year on my sheet here, I went, oh, I know what came out that year. Boom. Peter Criss with One for All. Have you heard this record?
No, I have not.
Oh my God. Okay. Now, the difference between this and the 78 solo album is that people claim that the 78 solo album is bad.
It's not
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's well produced, well performed. The songs are perfectly good to decent.
And he does a great cover of Tossin' and Turnin'.
Well,
The problem with that album is it's not what people wanted from a
but
Kiss.
it's just not what Kiss fans wanted to hear.
Yeah.
This record is bad. No matter which angle you go at it, this is a bad record. The songs suck. It's badly recorded. Peter sounds shitty. Among the god-awful tracks on this album is a cover of Send in the Clowns.
Oh, come on.
No.
Now.
And What a Difference a Day Makes.
No.
Stop it.
Yes.
24 little hours.
Yes.
No fucking way.
This is a
Why would he do that?
bad
The
head
balls of
scratcher
this
an
man.
album.
I mean,
It's awesomely bad.
Dinah Washington twirled in her grave.
Yeah.
Wow. What?
Yes.
Wow.
So-
Peter.
Yeah, I've had Gene's solo album from the 2000s, Paul's, but you know what? Peter's is worse than both of those combined. Combined.
That's saying something.
Yeah.
Wow. That's wild.
Because that Gene Simmons solo album is pretty goddamn horrible, and if this is somehow worse than
The
that...
Gene album is so much better than this Peter album.
Jesus.
I'm telling you.
Okay. I mean, I believe you because I'm not going to listen to this Peter Criss album.
You're just going to have to take my word for it.
I'm happily going to take your word for it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so over to me. So I do have a couple of dishonorable mentions. So one of the things that I talked about with Paul actually was the idea of, since I'm having so much trouble coming up with stuff I'm really genuinely enthusiastic about at this point in time, he was like, well, why don't you just do a top 10 of the worst shit you could find for entertainment value?
Yeah.
And I decided I was going to start trying to do that.
Okay.
And I found that I was just basically grabbing everything, and I was like, I can't do this.
Well, just cut off at after the first 10.
I just gave up. Because it was like literally everything I came across. So I do have some dishonorable mentions, and then I just stop, and then I just go to my worst of.
Okay.
So my dishonorable mentions: Velvet Revolver with Libertad. Anything by Velvet Revolver.
Yeah, I don't give enough of a shit about them even to.
It's not worth it giving enough of a shit.
Yeah.
Talk about a wet fart of a supergroup. That is just. I mean, Velvet Revolver. Let's put a supergroup together of all the guys from these famous bands, and none of them were the songwriters.
Yeah.
What are you gonna get?
Bad.
I have Saliva with Bloodstained Love Story.
Ew.
This I don't even know.
It's just late era nu metal bullshit.
Oh.
Or they probably call it groove metal or alternative metal at this point in time.
I remember that band because of that name.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I have Because of the Times by Kings of Leon. Oh boy, do I not like the Kings of Leon.
Yeah, I found that out, I think, yesterday. They came up, and I remember their name popping up a lot back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I should listen to this and see. This might be something I just haven't been paying attention to that I would like.
Yeah.
I found out what you found out.
I only like one song.
Hey,
Yeah.
by Kings of Leon.
No.
I like one song by them.
I remember reading some article about them camping out in Blackbird Studios in Nashville. Are you familiar with Blackbird Studio?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so you know. So if you're not familiar with it, it's this unbelievable studio. I don't know if it's still there. It might still be. They have basically literally everything. Every iconic thing that you could ever want to use to record with, they have like 10 of them.
Right.
Every amp, every guitar, every
the mics.
microphone,
Every Mellotron, every Celeste.
Everything. I mean, they, all the fucking high-end rack gear, they have 5 of them. Anything you could ever want. Multiple 24-track machines all synced up so you could do, 48 tracks of analog to 2-inch. Huge rooms. It's like the greatest recording studio, ever, apparently. And I remember reading the story about the Kings of Leon basically camping out there to cut their new record and being so angry at this. Who is wasting their money on these shit weasels going into fucking Blackbird to record something that's not worth anybody's time?
Ouch.
Yes.
And look what they had to work with, and that's what they came up with, huh?
Yep. I don't know if this is the album that they did that at, but yeah, there was a lot of money behind these guys at
Yeah,
this point
but
in time.
there is always the fact that
Anything by Kings of Leon, yeah. But that's still not my worst of the year. My worst of the year is the debut, The Way of the Fist by Five Finger Death Punch.
Five Finger Death Punch.
This is the best way that they've been described. Salchi's a very good friend of ours, and he's the drummer in my metal band Witch Force. Amazing guy, good friend. He described Five Finger Death Punch as cop metal.
Cop metal.
Cop metal.
Wow.
Cop metal. This is metal for people with Blue Lives Matter stickers on their trucks.
Right.
They wear,
Thank you for
they
that,
wear the
Salchi.
wraparound Oakleys day in, day out.
Oh, especially on the back of their head when they're chilling. Yeah.
That's who Five Finger Death Punch is for.
Wow.
What really pisses me off is one of the guitar players from Five Finger Death Punch, whose name is Zoltan Bathory, is one of the owners of BC Rich Guitars now, which really pisses me off.
Oh.
Really pisses me off because he's applying his aesthetic to the product line.
Let me guess, it's a very patriotic line.
Well, there is no, they're not doing anything overt like that. Although Five Finger Death Punch they're true patriots. And that they put out a video that was like making fun of people wearing masks during COVID and all that horse shit. So these guys are just douchebags.
Same difference.
Same douchebags. But no, like, you know, what they've done with BC Rich because of this fucking asshole is, you know, everything is just overly blinged out with abalone everywhere and just like 7 strings, shredzillas, and just all sorts of horse shit. It's just douchecore crap. So it's exactly what you'd expect from somebody that plays in a cop metal band. So fuck Five Finger Death Punch. Anything by Five Finger Death Punch.
I like that name though, Five Finger Death Punch.
Well, yeah, I mean, it makes you think of like old kung fu movies.
It's Bruce Lee.
But it's the only thing good about these guys.
Yeah. Cop
metal.
Cop metal.
Yeah, cop metal. You know exactly. I don't even have to explain it further. You know exactly what I mean by that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
The wraparounds on the back of the head,
I mean, that's everything right there, too.
Tells you everything.
Cargo shorts, flip-flops.
Cargo shorts, doesn't matter if it's January.
Yes.
Dead of winter cargo shorts.
I saw a dude in them today on my way here.
Anyway.
Wow.
That was my worst of.
That was your worst of. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
all right, we hated it.
That is definitely the worst of.
Oh, yes.
That's for sure.
Yep.
All right, you guys, there you go. That's everything. Well, not everything. That's a small little taste of everything that sucked this year. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And but here's a little something.
Dunkin' Donuts knows it's not easy being a regular, everyday office worker. To prove it, we tried this experiment with KISS guitarist Ace Frehley.
Beautiful, Ace. But what about the P&L statement?
I'll give you the P&L statement.
We are looking good.
Made for the regular, everyday folks. Delicious iced caramel lattes. America runs on Dunkin'.
Stop by Dunkin' Donuts today. Buy any size iced latte and get any muffin for only 99 cents.
Out. We finished filming.
It's over, going out.
Oh shit! Yeah, we're gonna go out. We're getting out. 2007. If there's a year that you want to get out of, 2007 is definitely high on the list of those years.
I've had one foot out the door since we started filming this episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everybody. But
let's give them a special surprise. Yeah. Let's give them vintage photo time. No, that didn't trigger.
That didn't feel right.
I don't have the magic.
How about?
Okay, try it.
How about?
Vintage photo time!
All right, here's Crystal in 2007, and she says, "Here I am at a party with my homegirls, Dr. Deirdre Cooper Owens and Dr. Nicole Fleetwood. Nicole and I had no idea we were being photobombed by Deirdre, and we laughed until we cried when we looked at it a few minutes later. I love these two." And this is me in 2007, sitting out on the fire escape. Yeah, I would sit there in the window, right there in the window at the fire escape, looking at my laptop, which you can see right there in the picture. And this is at Graham Avenue between Montrose and Meserole in Brooklyn. Not terribly far from the world-famous As It Should Be Studios, actually. In fact, I walk by here regularly to this day. I was walking by here recently and was very distressed to see that while that bicycle shop is still there, the yellow bicycle sign is not. And this is Tommy in 2007 with his sister and his dad and his grandpa Buddy. He says, I flew up to visit him when we found out he had terminal cancer. We're all putting on pretty brave faces and trying to keep the situation light, but these were sad times. There you go. That is Crystal and me and Tommy in 2007. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So there you go. That was us in 2007. And, well, thank you everybody for watching, and thank you for everybody who has subscribed. But if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. If you do, click the little bell because of notifications, and check the description below. Because I never say this. I need to say it every episode. I always forget. Description below. Links. Tommy has a channel. There's a link to Tommy's channel. Crystal has a podcast. I have another channel. All kinds of good stuff down there. Instagram account. The lot. And, but come back next week because we are going to be discussing our favorite albums of 2008.
And we apologize in advance.
We're sorry. Very sorry.
All right. We will see you then. On camera.
Tell us, Paul.
Tell us, Paul.
Tell us.
Tell us. Tell us right now. I know
somebody has to go first. Who's it gonna be now?
I wonder who it is. Is it Paul, Tommy, or me?
Oh!
I think we will see.
Oh.
I'm good like that.
If you wanna know favorite albums.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Well, all right.
Welcome back to the Atomic Jones Show. Bring it closer. This is a very punk rock show. That's why we have no control over anything.
It's very low budget, but
yeah,
it works.
No budget. We borrowed the camera. We didn't even buy it. That's called no budget. So we're gonna go see the Mr. T Experience tonight in the Donnas.
They will rock you in earnest.
Yes. Yeah. Well, at least they'll try, right? That's for you to judge.
But in case you didn't notice, the Cactus Club in San Jose.
Yeah, we're on the streets of San Jose where all the punk rock geniuses are sitting on the ground waiting to be discovered. But okay, so let's
actually let's go check
let's go check out the Donnas. We're gonna go check out the Donnas first.
Us started?
Yeah, REM. Was it just you loved music and you wanted to play?
Yeah, well, me and her, we were in the REM.
REM.
We started playing bass and guitar because of basically REM, like XTC. Those are like our favorite bands.
Yeah.
But we couldn't play their songs. So
we tried,
but we couldn't do it.
So like watered down versions.
Well, what really kind of kicked our asses into gear was this show at our junior high school. We were in 8th grade. Yeah, and there was all these guy bands playing.
Like all the boys in our class.
About it. Tell how you felt.
I felt bad. No, I didn't want to do it. I really didn't want to because, like, I don't know, I thought, how I can't sing. So.
Well, it's definitely the most embarrassing thing to do is to sing in front
especially in middle school.
At
lunchtime. Totally, like, in front of those people that hated us anyway.
All the boys were totally like, you can't play, you know? I didn't know what to do, and it was totally, and they were like whispering. It was funny.
Yeah, they gave a shit. Yeah, and also like
Oh, you do a lot of slides.
I mean,
yeah, seriously, big time. I mean, we're those guys now.
People think people go, oh, you guys are so cool that you like played when you were 13, you know, but back then it wasn't cool to anybody else.
We were
but us, we liked it, but like
we were like the laughing stock.
Yeah, we totally
were.
We had to live with embarrassment. I'm serious, like.
And then we went to high school and it even got worse.
You never thought it could get worse.
Like guys, we'd have pressures like upperclassmen. They just make fun of us.
Yeah, like I totally had crushes and boys in the bands, you know, and they were like the rockers and they
were
yell at you
for being in a band.
Yeah, they'd be like, they were meaner too. They'd be like, yeah, I really like your band.
They totally did that.
We'd be like, oh.
why don't you play more fills in your drums?
You guys come to Europe, right?
Yeah.
You can send them postcards.
Yeah.
Well, some of them are nice now.
No, that now actually like throughout the years they've kind of mellowed out.
Yeah, they totally mellowed out. Well, I mean, I'm sure if we saw them now, they'd be nice.